Stop scrolling right now because the sister wives universe just imploded and nobody is talking about the real story yet. The rumor mill has officially shifted from, is she engaged, to did she already do it? We are hearing reports, insiders are whispering, and the internet sleuths are connecting dots that paint a shocking picture. Janelle Brown may have just pulled off the ultimate covert operation, a secret elopement in a tropical paradise, thousands of miles away from the snowy, toxic drama of Flagstaff and Kody Brown's ego. But wait, because the wedding dress isn't the story here. It is the legal document she reportedly signed before saying, "I do." We are talking about an ironclad prenup, but not for the reason you think. It wasn't to protect her new husband's money. It was drafted to legally shield her new life from Kody Brown's mounting debts and the financial black hole of Coyote Pass. Kody and Robyn are reportedly scrambling, consulting attorneys, and claiming this secret union violates the family's media contracts. Here is exactly why Janelle decided to skip the big wedding, go rogue, and secure her freedom in the most savage way possible. Welcome back to COCO Gossip, your #1 source for the reality tea that the networks are trying to hide. If you are ready to see Janelle Brown living her best life and sticking it to the patriarchy, you need to hit that like button right now. Seriously, smash the like button if you support Janelle's independence. And if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed and have that notification bell turned on, because this story is developing fast and you do not want to be the last one to know when the pictures finally drop. Let's dive straight into the deep end. We need to talk about the tropical escape. For the past few weeks, there has been a very suspicious, very loud silence coming from the usually active corners of the Brown family social media. If you follow the older kids, you know the drill. Maddie, Logan, Aspen, even Hunter, they are usually pretty good at keeping us updated with their day-to-day lives, or at least posting the occasional story. But recently, crickets. Nothing. A complete social media blackout. Now, the casual viewer might think they are just busy, but we know better. In the world of reality TV, silence is never just silence. Silence is a non-disclosure agreement. Silence is a coordinated effort. Silence means something big is happening and they are protecting the narrative. Let's analyze the evidence we have gathered from insider reports and the behavior of the family online. While Kody and Robyn have been spotted looking miserable and gray in Flagstaff, dealing with the fallout of the show and their own rumored marital struggles, the rest of the family seems to have vanished. But then the latergrams started trickling in. You know what a latergram is, right? It's when you post a photo 3 days after you took it to throw people off your scent regarding your location. We saw snippets of palm trees. We saw the edge of a sandy beach in the background of a selfie that was quickly deleted or buried in a slideshow. We saw cryptic captions about new beginnings and finding peace. The theory we are working with right now, based on everything we are seeing, is that Janelle didn't just go on vacation, she went on a mission. The rumors suggest that Janelle opted out of the circus. She didn't want the TLC camera crew in her face asking her how she felt about Kody's reaction. She didn't want the production lights or the producers trying to manufacture drama on her wedding day. She wanted a spiritual cleansing. We are looking at a potential secret elopement in a tropical location, likely Hawaii, or possibly a private resort in Mexico. Somewhere warm, somewhere the sun actually shines, which is a direct metaphor for her leaving the cold shadow of her past marriage. Imagine the scene. Just close your eyes and picture the contrast. On one side, you have the hoarder mansion in Flagstaff, filled with precious moments, figurines, and tension, where Kody is pacing around angry about loyalty. On the other side, you have Janelle, barefoot in the sand, wearing a flowy bohemian dress, not a stiff gown, but something that moves with the wind. The ocean is roaring in the background, drowning out the noise of the past 10 years. And who is there? Not Kody, not Robyn, not Mary, just her biological children and, very likely, her soul sister, Christine. This elopement theory gains even more weight when you look at the logistics. Janelle has always been the practical one, the logical one. But she is also deeply spiritual in her own way. She has spoken about feeling a connection to nature. A massive church wedding or a reception in a hotel ballroom doesn't fit the new Janelle. That fits the old life where appearance was everything. This new version of Janelle, the one who bought an RV, the one who loves to hike, the one who chose her dogs over Kody's demands, this Janelle wants authenticity. And nothing says authenticity like running away to a beach with the people who actually love you to commit your life to someone who actually respects you. But why the secrecy? Why not film it for a massive paycheck? This is where it gets interesting. We believe this was a strategic move to regain control. By eloping without telling the production company first, and definitely without telling Kody, Janelle stripped Kody of his power. He couldn't object. He couldn't make it about him. He couldn't try to officiate it or give a weird speech about patriarchy. He was simply erased from the narrative. It is the ultimate power move. If you do it in secret, it is yours. If you do it on camera, it belongs to the show. Janelle chose herself. Now, let's talk about the guests. The older kids, specifically Logan and Maddie, have always been Janelle's protectors. We have seen it on the show for years. Logan practically raised his siblings while Kody was driving back and forth. There is no way, and I mean no way, that Janelle would get married without them there. The fact that Logan and Michelle have been quiet and Maddie has been quiet suggests a coordinated family trip. A family celebration that excludes the source of their trauma. It's almost poetic. They created a protective bubble around their mother to ensure her special day was filled with laughter, not anxiety. Think about the vibe shift. For years, every family gathering we watched on Sister Wives was laced with tension. Who is sitting where? Is Robyn crying? Is Kody yelling? Is Mary feeling left out? It was exhausting. Now imagine a wedding weekend where none of that exists. Just Janelle looking radiant, glowing with a tan, holding hands with a man who looks at her like she is the only woman in the world. A man who isn't checking his watch or checking in with another wife. The joy in that hypothetical scenario is palpable. It's what the fans have been begging for. We have wanted this win for Janelle for so long. And let's not overlook Christine's role in this. If the rumors are true and Christine was the maid of honor or the spiritual witness, it cements their status as the real power couple of the franchise. They left the man, but they kept the family. Christine finding David was the blueprint, but Janelle finding her own happiness on her own terms is the execution. There is a strong possibility that Christine helped plan this escape. She knows the pressure of a televised wedding. She had the big celebration with David, and it was beautiful, but maybe she advised Janelle to keep this one for herself, to keep it sacred. The tropical setting also serves another purpose. It is physically as far away from the snowy drama of Flagstaff as you can get. Snow has become a character in Sister Wives. The cold, the mud on Coyote Pass, the stuck cars, the freezing temperatures, it all represents the stagnation of the family. By going to the tropics, Janelle is literally thawing out. She is stepping into the warmth. It is symbolic. She is washing away the sacred loneliness in the Pacific Ocean. But of course, a secret elopement brings consequences, and this is where we start to transition into the darker, more legal side of this story. Because while Janelle was sipping a Mai Tai and saying "I do," the legal gears were turning back in the States. You see, getting married isn't just about love when you are a public figure entangled in a complex polygamist financial web. It is a legal act, and Janelle, being the smart financial wizard that she is, didn't go into this blindly. She knew that marrying a new man would send shockwaves through the financial structure of the Brown family. This brings us to the part of the story that Kody is terrified of. The document. We are hearing whispers about a prenup. But usually, when you hear prenup in the celebrity world, you think of a rich guy trying to protect his millions from a gold digger. Or you think of two wealthy people keeping their estates separate. This situation is different. This is what insiders are calling an Anti-Kody prenup. It is a defensive shield. It is a firewall. Let's break down why this is necessary. We all know the financial history here. We know that Janelle cashed out her 401k to pay off Robyn's debts. We know the money from the family pot was used to buy the McMansion. We know that Janelle walked away with practically no assets in her name compared to what she contributed. Kody has been spiraling about poverty and making sacrifices for seasons now. The fear, and it is a legitimate fear, is that Kody sees the wives not just as partners, but as financial resources. Even after they leave, if their finances are still entangled through the show or through Coyote Pass, he might feel entitled to a piece of their new success. The theory regarding this Ironclad Prenup is that it wasn't drafted to protect her new husband from her. It was drafted to ensure that her new husband's assets never become fair game for the Brown family legal mess. If Janelle's new partner has significant assets, and rumors suggest he is stable, successful, and financially secure, the last thing they want is for Kody to find a loophole where he can sue Janelle for support or claim that her new household income affects her ability to pay off the land. Janelle knows Kody better than anyone. She knows he operates from a place of fear and scarcity. She likely sat down with a high-powered attorney, maybe even the same one Christine used, and said, "I am getting married. How do I make sure Kody Brown never sees a dime of my new life?" The result was likely a document that explicitly separates her premarital debts, meaning the Coyote past disaster, from her new marital assets. It effectively draws a line in the sand. On one side, you have the mess Kody made. On the other side, you have the future Janelle is building. And that line is uncrossable. This is the savvy Janelle we have missed. Janelle who did the taxes. Janelle who understood the numbers. She realized that love is great, but leverage is better. By locking down this prenup before the marriage license was even signed, she cut the cord, she stopped the bleeding. Kody can no longer look at her as a potential source of income or a backup plan. She is legally, financially, and emotionally walled off. And you have to wonder, did she send a copy to Kody? Or did he find out when his lawyers told him they couldn't touch her new assets? The level of strategy here is Game of Thrones level. It's brilliant. It's Janelle saying, "I gave you my youth, I gave you my 401k, I gave you my children, you are not getting my future." We have to consider the ironclad nature of this. In many divorces or new marriages involving reality stars, exes try to claim that the brand was built together, so they deserve residuals. Kody has hinted that he made them famous. He believes he is the sun around which they all orbit. This legal document likely creates a hard separation of her Janelle Brown brand from the Sister Wives brand moving forward. It asserts that any money she makes from here on out, and any money her new husband brings to the table, is completely outside the jurisdiction of the Kody Brown patriarchy. So, while the tropical photos, if we ever see them, will show a romantic, soft, beautiful wedding, the paperwork behind it shows a woman who has learned her lesson. She walked into her first marriage with faith and trust. She walked into this one with a lawyer and a plan. And honestly, that is the most romantic thing I have ever heard. Nothing says "I am over you" like legally ensuring you can't touch my bank account. We are going to expose how Kody supposedly found out. Hint, it wasn't a phone call. It wasn't a polite text. It was the same way you and I find out about things, through the brutal public lens of the internet. And the meltdown? Oh, the meltdown was legendary. We are talking about a narcissistic injury so deep it might just shatter the rest of the show. You do not want to miss the details on Kody's reaction to losing control, because it gets ugly. And that brings us to the moment everyone has been waiting for, the reckoning. We have talked about the escape, we have talked about the legal firewall, but how did the patriarch of the Brown family actually find out? You would assume, in a normal family, even a divorced one, that there would be a courtesy call, a text message. Maybe a heads up to the father of your 6 children that you are legally binding your life to another man. But the Brown family is far from normal, and the rumor hitting our inbox is absolutely savage. We are hearing reports that Kody Brown found out about Janelle's secret elopement the exact same way you did, the exact same way I did, through the internet. Imagine the scene inside the McMansion. It is a Tuesday night. The tender-aged children are asleep. Robyn is likely browsing Pinterest for more wall art, and Kody is glued to his phone, doom-scrolling, obsessively checking the fan accounts, the Reddit threads, trying to gauge public opinion, and then he sees it. Maybe it was a leaked photo from a guest who didn't sign the NDA fast enough. Maybe it was a relationship status update on a private Facebook page that someone screenshotted. Or maybe, just maybe, it was a photo posted by one of the kids. A photo of Janelle, in white, raising a glass of champagne on a beach, with a caption that says simply, "Finally free." Sources close to the situation suggest the meltdown that followed was nuclear. We are not talking about a little bit of anger. We are talking about the kind of rage that punches holes in drywall. But here is the nuance that you need to understand to truly get this story. Kody isn't heartbroken. He isn't crying because he misses Janelle's companionship. He is crying, yelling, and spiraling because of the loss of control. For decades, Kody has operated on the principle that he is the sun and the wives are the planets. Even when they leave and said he expects them to orbit him. He expects them to pine for him. He expects them to run their major life decisions by him because he is the high priest of the family. When he saw that photo or read that headline, the illusion shattered. Janelle didn't ask for permission. She didn't seek his blessing. She didn't even consider him a factor worth notifying. That is the ultimate insult to a narcissist. Being ignored is worse than being hated. If she had called him and they had a big fight, he would have felt powerful. He would have felt relevant. But by doing this in secret, by eloping in a tropical paradise while he sits in the gloom of Flagstaff, she rendered him irrelevant. She declared to the world that Kody Brown is a non-entity in her future. The fallout inside Robyn's house is reportedly chaotic. Insiders claim that Robyn is fueling the fire, painting this as a betrayal of the family culture. The narrative they are trying to spin within their own four walls is that Janelle is being reckless, that she is destroying the family unit, that she is confusing the children. But we all know the truth. The children are there, the children are celebrating. The only people confused are the two people left in Flagstaff who can't understand why everyone is fleeing the sinking ship. But because this is Kody Brown we are talking about, the emotional reaction quickly pivoted to a legal threat. This is where the story gets even juicier and darker. We are hearing that Kody is frantically consulting with his entertainment lawyers, not his divorce lawyers. Why? Because he is reportedly looking for loopholes in the family's media contracts with TLC. The angle he is trying to work is breach of exclusivity. Here is the theory. The contracts for reality TV stars are incredibly restrictive. They often state that major life events, births, deaths, weddings, divorces, must be filmed for the show or, at the very least, cannot be scooped by other outlets before the network airs them. Kody is allegedly arguing that by eloping in secret, potentially without a camera crew, or by filming it for personal use, Janelle is violating their contract. He is grasping at straws, trying to claim that this storyline belongs to the show, and by extension belongs to the family pot, which he controls. It is a desperate, greedy move. Imagine trying to sue your ex-wife for getting married because you didn't get to monetize the ceremony. It screams of financial desperation. It ties back to the fears we discussed earlier. Kody is watching his paychecks walk out the door. Christine left, and she got her own wedding special, but she played ball with TLC. If Janelle went rogue and denied TLC the footage, or worse, gave the footage to a different production company or released it herself on social media, she is taking money directly out of Kody's pocket. He feels entitled to exploit her happiness because he exploited her misery for 18 seasons. There is also a whisper that Kody is threatening to sue for alienation of affection regarding the children, claiming that this new marriage and the secrecy around it is a calculated move to turn the kids against him. But let's be real, the kids didn't need a secret wedding to turn against him. They have 18 seasons of footage showing him neglecting them. But in Kody's mind, there has to be a villain. It can't be his behavior. It has to be this new man. It has to be Janelle's poisoning of the well. He is creating a conspiracy theory where he is the victim of a hostile takeover, rather than a man reaping what he sowed. Now, I want you to shift your focus from the anger in Flagstaff to the warmth in North Carolina. Because while Kody is meeting with lawyers and fuming to Robyn, something beautiful is happening on the East Coast. This brings us to the most heartwarming, and for Kody, the most damaging part of this entire saga, the grandchildren. We know that Maddie and Caleb's children, Axel, EVK, and little Joey, are the heart of the family. They are the first generation to be born on the show, and for years we have watched a painful dynamic play out. Kody is an absentee grandfather. We have seen the excuses. It's too far. The phone works both ways. He has tender-aged children at home who need him. He missed births. He missed surgeries. He missed the little moments. The relationship between Kody and his grandchildren is distant at best and non-existent at worst. Enter Janelle's new partner. The reports coming out of the inner circle are that this man is everything Kody is not. He is present, he is patient, and most importantly, he is willing to travel. We are hearing stories about the new grandpa flying out to North Carolina with Janelle, not out of obligation, but out of excitement. Imagine the contrast. Kody complaining about the drive, complaining about the accommodations, complaining that the kids are too loud or the house is too small, versus this new man getting down on the floor to build Lego towers with Axel, reading bedtime stories to EBK, changing diapers without being asked. This is the nightmare scenario for Kody's ego. It is one thing for his wives to leave him. It is another thing for another man to step into his shoes and do the job better. If the rumors are true, this new partner is embracing the role of grandpa with open arms. He isn't trying to replace Kody biologically. He is simply filling the void that Kody left wide open. Children are intuitive. They don't care about DNA. They care about who shows up. They care about who remembers their birthday. They care about who pushes them on the swing. We are hearing that Maddie and Caleb have welcomed this new man into the fold completely. Maddie, who was once very close to Kody, has been fiercely protective of her mother. Seeing her mother loved, properly loved, has likely bonded her to this new stepfather in a way Kody can't comprehend. There are whispers of family holidays being planned, Thanksgiving in North Carolina, Christmas in a cabin, where the new guy is carving the turkey and Kody isn't even on the guest list. The emotional hook here is undeniable. Think about Janelle. For years, she had to navigate Kody's awkwardness with her kids' spouses and his disinterest in the grandkids. She had to apologize to him. She had to make excuses. Oh, Grandpa Kody is just very busy with work. Oh, Grandpa Kody can't travel because of the protocols. Now, she doesn't have to apologize. She has a partner who says, "When are we going to see the kids? I booked the tickets." That level of relief, that lifting of the mental load, is transformative. And let's talk about the optics for the show. If TLC gets their hands on footage of this new man playing with the grandkids, it is game over for Kody's redemption arc. There is no editing trick that can make Kody look good when placed side by side with a man who actually puts the family first. It highlights narcissism in high definition. Viewers will see what they have suspected all along. It wasn't that Kody was too busy, it was that he didn't care enough to make the effort. The new man proves that it is possible to have a life, have a job, and still show up for your family. This new dynamic also cements the divide in the family. It creates a Team Janelle stronghold that includes all the adult children. If the grandkids are calling this new guy Grandpa or Papa, and they barely know who Kody is, the legacy of the Brown family has officially shifted. Kody often talks about his legacy and his kingdom. Well, his kingdom has been conquered, not by force, but by love, by a man who simply showed up and did the work. Janelle's decision to elope and bring this man into the family circle without Kody's input was a protective measure for her grandkids too. She didn't want Kody's negativity or his weird rules ruining their relationship with her new partner. She wanted them to bond organically, without the shadow of the patriarch looming over them. And by all accounts, it has worked. The bond is forming, and it is strong. So where does this leave us? We have a secret wedding in paradise. We have a prenup that locks Kody out of the bank. We have a furious ex-husband trying to sue his way back into control. And we have a new grandfather figure stealing the hearts of the next generation. The walls are closing in on Kody Brown from every side. He is losing the financial battle, the legal battle, and the emotional battle. But the final piece of the puzzle, the thing that ties it all together, is how this is going to be presented to the world. Because you didn't think TLC was just going to let this slide, then, did you? Oh no, the network is watching, the producers are scrambling, and the strategy they are cooking up to handle this secret elopement is a game changer. They know they can't force Janelle to reshoot a wedding. They know they can't script this, so they are pivoting. They are about to turn this rogue movie into the biggest television event of the year, and Kody is going to hate every single second of it. We are going to expose TLC's secret strategy. We are going to talk about the home movie special, the Freedom Wedding marketing angle, and how Janelle has officially graduated from being a sister wife to being the main character of her own show. You think you know what's coming? Trust me, the production pivot is going to blow your mind. Don't go anywhere. And here we are at the final, most game-changing piece of this puzzle. We have covered the escape to paradise, the ironclad legal maneuver that protected the assets, and the nuclear fallout inside the Kody Brown household. But there is one player in this drama that we haven't fully analyzed yet, and that is the network itself, TLC. You might be thinking, oh no, Janelle went rogue. She didn't film it. The network is going to be furious. They might sue her too. Stop right there, because the insiders we are talking to are painting a completely different picture. This wasn't a mistake. This was a calculated production pivot. Welcome to the strategy of the home movie special. Here is the reality of reality TV in 2025. The audience, you and me, we are smarter now. We know when a scene is staged. We know when a conversation is prompted by a producer standing off camera. We know that the big weddings we see on these shows are often reshot 3 times to get the lighting right. And quite frankly, we are bored of it. We are bored of the polish. We are bored of the manufactured tension. We want the real stuff. We want the raw, grainy, shaky cam footage that feels like we are actually there, spying on a private moment. TLC knows this. The executives at the network aren't stupid. They saw the ratings for Christine's wedding, which was beautiful, but it was a production. It was polished. It was safe. For Janelle, they are reportedly taking a completely different approach. They are leaning into the secret aspect of the secret elopement. The buzz in the production circles is that TLC isn't trying to hide the fact that they weren't invited. Instead, they are making the entire hook of the special. Imagine the trailer. It cuts to black. You hear the sound of ocean waves. Then, text appears on the screen. The cameras weren't invited. Then a shaky vertical video clip from an iPhone pops up. It's Janelle, no makeup, wind-blown hair, laughing hysterically on a beach with a glass of champagne. Then another clip, maybe filmed by Logan or Maddie, showing the couple walking barefoot into the water. The tagline reads, "The wedding Kody Brown never saw coming." By framing it this way, TLC turns a potential contract violation into a marketing goldmine. They are calling it the Freedom Wedding internally. They are reportedly negotiating to license the personal footage taken by the kids and the guests. We are talking about purchasing the stolen iPhone footage and turning it into a documentary-style special. This is genius for 2 reasons. First, it validates the Janelle is free narrative. If a full camera crew was there with boom mics and lighting rigs, it would feel like she was still working for the machine. It would feel like Kody was still indirectly involved because the show was there. By using only personal footage, it emphasizes her autonomy. It says, I did this for me, not for the ratings. And ironically, that makes the ratings go through the roof. Second, it costs a fraction of the price to produce, but it generates double the engagement. Fans are desperate to see the real Janelle. The footage of her dancing on a patio with a mariachi band, filmed on a blurry Android by a slightly tipsy guest, is worth infinitely more to the fan base than a slow-motion, high-definition shot of her cutting a cake. It feels intimate. It feels like we are part of the inner circle. It breaks down the 4th wall completely. But here's the kicker, and this is the part that Kody is reportedly dreading the most. The structure of this special isn't just about showing the wedding. It is about the reaction. Rumor has it that TLC is planning a look-back style episode where they force the cast members to watch this raw footage for the first time on camera. Picture this, Kody and Robyn sitting on that infamous uncomfortable couch in Flagstaff, surrounded by their expensive art and their misery. A producer sets up a TV screen in front of them. They press play, and Kody has to sit there with a camera zoomed in on his face and watch his former wife, the wife he called disloyal, the wife he said didn't respect him, having the time of her life. He has to watch her new husband spinning her around. He has to watch his own biological children toasting a new father figure. He has to watch the joy that he was unable to provide for 30 years. This is the ultimate television punishment. Kody can't look away because he is under contract. He can't storm out because he needs the paycheck. He has to sit there and consume the evidence of his own failure. And the producers know that Kody's reaction, his bitterness, his feigned indifference, his inevitable comments about how unspiritual the ceremony looks, will go viral instantly. They are weaponizing his ego against him. Meanwhile, Janelle's segments in this special will likely be filmed separately, perhaps in her new home or garden. She won't be on a couch defending herself. She will be doing diary cam confessionals, explaining what she was feeling in those moments. I felt light. I felt heard. I felt like I could breathe for the first time. The contrast between her peaceful reflection and Kody's bitter commentary will be the editing masterpiece of the season. And let's talk about the money again, because everything with the Browns comes back to the finances. If TLC licenses this footage from Janelle directly or from the kids, that is a separate licensing fee. That is not family pot money. That is intellectual property money. Kody has no claim to the copyright of a video filmed on Logan's phone. This is another way the anti-Kody strategy works. The network pays the owner of the footage. The owner is not Kody. The money flows directly to Janelle and her children, bypassing the Coyote Pass debt completely. This home movie strategy also signals a massive shift in the franchise. It is the network admitting that the Sister Wives format is dead. The idea of 4 wives waiting for one man is over. The show is now effectively a spin-off anthology series about 3 women recovering from a cult-like marriage and one couple sinking into their own hoarding habits. Janelle's Freedom Wedding Special is the pilot episode of her new life. It also sets a precedent for the future. If Janelle can film her own content and sell it back to the network, she holds all the cards. She becomes a producer of her own narrative. She doesn't need to wait for a filming schedule. If she wants to go to Europe, she goes, films it, and sells it. If she wants to buy a new RV and tour the country, she films it, sells it. She is transitioning from talent to partner. This brings us to the conclusion of our deep dive and the reality of where we stand in 2025. Janelle Brown has officially graduated. When we first met her in season 1, she was the logical one, the worker bee, the one who kept her head down, crunched the numbers, and tried to keep the peace. She was the buffer between Mary's intensity and Christine's emotions. She was the one who rationalized Kody's behavior because she believed in the principle of the family. But look at her now. The transformation is staggering. She didn't just leave a marriage, she dismantled a system. She realized that logic doesn't work with a narcissist. She realized that working hard doesn't matter if the partner is draining the account. She realized that peace isn't worth the price of your soul. Janelle's story is the most relatable of them all because she is the one who stayed the longest mentally. Christine knew she wanted out for a while. Mary was pushed out. But Janelle? She really tried to make it work. She believed in the vision of Coyote Pass until the very last shovel hit the dirt. That is why her departure hit so hard. That is why this secret elopement is such a triumph. It is the quiet kid in class finally flipping the table. She has successfully rebranded herself. She is no longer Kody Brown's second wife. She is Janelle, just Janelle, the woman who wears pink, the woman who listens to German industrial rock, the woman who grows massive gardens, the woman who elopes in Hawaii and signs a prenup that would make a Shark Tank investor proud. The Sister Wives show, as we know it, is a historical document now. It is a cautionary tale. But the future? The future belongs to the ex-wives. Janelle has shown us that it is never too late to restart. It is never too late to find love. And most importantly, it is never ever too late to protect your assets and lock the door on the past. So the question remains, will Kody try to sue? Probably. Will he win? Doubtful. The Ironclad Prenup and the home movie strategy seem to be bulletproof. Kody is fighting a war with 1990s tactics against a woman using 2025 strategies. He is bringing a knife to a drone fight. And frankly, it is satisfying to watch. We are going to be monitoring the situation closely. As soon as those first grainy photos drop, as soon as TLC releases the teaser for the Freedom Special, we will be here to break it down, frame by frame. We will be analyzing the body language, the guest list, and yes, we will be reading every single word of the inevitable Kody Brown rant on social media. But until then, I want to hear from you. This is the most important part of the conversation. I want you to go to the comment section right now and tell me, do you think Janelle was right to keep it a secret? Or do you think she owed Kody a heads up out of respect for their history? And here's the big one. Would you watch a home movie style special? Or do you prefer the polished studio production? Type Team Janelle if you think she is a genius for the elopement and the prenup. Type Team Chaos if you just want to see Kody's reaction. And if you are one of the 3 people left on Team Kody, well, you can comment too. But be prepared for the ratio. This has been COCO Gossip, bringing you the truth behind the reality. Janelle Brown has left the building, she has left the state, and she has left the drama behind. And she took her checkbook with her. Don't forget to like this video, It really helps the algorithm show this truth to more people. Subscribe if you haven't, hit that bell so you don't miss the update when the lawsuit actually files, and share this with your Sister Wives group chat because you know they need to hear this theory. Until next time, keep scrolling, keep sleuthing, and remember, the best revenge isn't just living well, it's living well with an ironclad prenup and a private beach. See you in the next video.